Hey, hey, hey. It's your girl, Miss Fertility Freak Tillman, also known as Michelle Tillman or Fertility Freak. I am here and I want to chat with you guys about getting pregnant after 35. So, if this is your first time joining me talking about pregnancy, drop a 1 in the chat for me. If this is your first time joining me live, drop a 1 in the chat. We are talking about getting pregnant after 35. And the reason why we're talking about this, one, because I'm a fertility coach, and two, because so many people are told by their doctors and are told by family and friends, like, okay, if you getting up over 35, you need to start trying like now. You need to get married like yesterday. So drop a 1 in the chat if you are watching and joining for the first time. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are watching and tuning in for the first time. This filter has me looking a little crazy. I think I picked one too fast. Okay, so getting pregnant after 35. It's really Bree and Pete. It's the first time. Thank you for watching. Everyday Hustler, Mary Bell, Tanya, Cindy, Jamias. Thank y'all for joining. So the thing about Jersey Baby, Sassy Diddy, the thing about getting pregnant after 35 is this. Your body needs to be in optimal condition to get pregnant. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you have to be a health nut and a guru? You know, like you have to eat perfect and you got to be skinny and you got to exercise. That's not what I'm saying. Optimal condition to get pregnant is more than just about your weight and your ability to work out. It's not just because you eat perfect. What it means is that you have the nutrient base in your body, like the nutrients your body needs to get to a baby, that yours are stored up high enough so that you have enough to support your body and a baby. It also means that your hormones are balanced. So you could be 300 pounds with balanced hormones, and you could be 120 pounds with unbalanced hormones. So it's not just about weight. It's not just about how hard you work out or how fit you are. Learning how to prepare your body completely for pregnancy is more about your nutrient storage. And sometimes some people are genetically prone to have less of certain nutrients than other people. So it's important that you recognize that you got to know where you stand. And a lot of times with my clients, when I'm working with them, the first step is knowing where you stand, to getting tests done, to getting results done. If you don't know what your nutrient levels are like, it's so important that that's the first thing that you take care of. So if you're over 35 and you're trying to get pregnant, you got to know what nutrients your body's missing. And you got to take care of that. And then you also have to know your cycle. And there's a ton of things you need to know. But the thing we're talking about today is knowing where your nutrients stand. And that's what I walk through my clients. That's what I walk my clients through when I am helping them along their journeys to get pregnant naturally without having to undergo IVF or any other medical procedures. I like to help people with a holistic, faith-based approach. And so, ma'am, that's my daughter who just knocked my phone over. So you got to know when you're having a holistic faith-based approach that the first thing is knowing where your body stands. And I will walk you through exactly what tests you need to take in order to find out where your body stands. That's the most important thing. So many people, your doctors are going to check your reproductive organs. They're not necessarily going to check other parts of your body that affect your fertility. So even with my last live, we were talking about unexplained infertility. And the thing with that is, hi Juanita, hi Tam, hi Pito, Sandy. The thing with that is that unexplained just means there's not a reproductive system organ that has an issue that can clearly be identified. But it does not, what it doesn't mean is that there's not another issue that could easily be identified. It's just not something that the doctor actually works in. It's not an area the doctor works in. Hello, Valencia. So they're not going to give you a solution for something that isn't a product that they offer. So, sorry, I'm trying to keep my phone propped at the right angle because I don't want to nipple slip. I'm over here feeding my newborn baby. Hey, Ashia. I hope I'm saying that right. Ashia. Modesta. Hey, how y'all doing? So, with unexplained infertility, when you go to a doctor and they tell you that, Slim Brittany, how you doing? That is literally that. It's not, that means nothing with your reproductive system. The topic today is getting pregnant over 35. Hi, Vanna. So when you're trying to get pregnant over 35, the main thing that I'm letting people know is I have done it. Nursing my son right now, who I just had less than 2 weeks ago, and I am 37, and this is my second miracle, and the doctors told me I could not get pregnant due to my weight, undiagnosed endometriosis, and male factor infertility. So I'm here to tell you it is possible. Valencia says, I was told I have unexplained, but then they said my tubes are blocked. Other than that, everything is fine. Well, I would tell them, which one is it? Are my tubes blocked or is it unexplained? Because those are two different things. Tubes being blocked makes a huge... That means you can still get pregnant, but if your tubes are blocked, that means you probably would have to undergo some type of medical procedure to get pregnant, or you could take a holistic approach to reopening your tubes. But those are two different. That's a huge difference between unexplained and tubes being blocked. So Vanna, if you're considering a child, you came all the way to Texas for another opinion. Okay. See, that's one thing. When you're over 35, you and your quote time is ticking. Hold on one second. Let me get him off. Come on, big boy. When you're over 35 and your quote unquote time is ticking, you got to get them second opinions. Okay. So shout out to Valencia, because doctors, especially, depends on your age, sometimes they just don't want to work with you, and they see a challenge and they're not up for the challenge, and that's not right and it's not fair, but that's what happens sometimes. So that's one thing. And then another thing, oh, good burp. Another thing is sometimes they just don't have the tools to help, or they don't think that it's a good chance, so they don't want to bring in their office something that's an opportunity that's not a good chance. Okay, user says, I'm 31, been trying for a year now, haven't been diagnosed with anything. They say everything is okay. So when I say that, again, that kind of goes back to yesterday, unexplained infertility. A lot of times when they say everything is okay, they mean your reproductive organs are okay. So it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not changes, holistic changes that you need to make. It just means that reproductive-wise, your organs are okay. So that's what I specialize in. When the doctors are like, well, we don't know. Maybe you could just lose 15 pounds, or keep trying, or don't think about it. Silly stuff like that. Hi, Crystal. So sometimes when they say unexplained, it's just something that they don't treat in their office. And they say lose weight. That's so generic, y'all. Let me tell you, I don't even know how much I weigh right now. I don't even want to know right now. I'm about to snatch back. Okay, y'all watch. By the end of this year, I'm gonna get it back. But well, not snatch back, because I wasn't snatched before I got pregnant. So let's don't even get to lying. But is Maca okay to take? It depends on your body and what your issue is. I'm not yet 35, dealing with fibroids, been trying for 2 years. Fibroids is definitely an issue that can holistically be healed. So with your fibroids, are you bleeding heavily consistently, or you just have them in your uterus and like what are your symptoms for the fibroids. Thank you. This is my cute baby boy. He just finished eating. And he was just born on December 20th. Let's see. I think I missed a question. He did say I need to lose weight. Okay, yeah. So my doctor told me I need to lose. They always tell you, like, you know, all it takes is 15 pounds to increase your fertility, which is true. 15 pounds is all it takes to help your fertility. But really, when they're saying 15 pounds, really that 15 pounds can be inflammation. What's some stuff men can do? We found apparently my husband was the main issue as well. Low count, low motility. Like the sperm count was so low that, like, they said the test couldn't even read it. So basically they were telling me, like, unless you want to get donor sperm, there's no chance. And I'm like, donor sperm, we black, you know, we go to church every Sunday, we ain't doing no donor sperm. Like, I just didn't think, you know, that it was something that I felt comfortable with. So man, y'all got questions tonight. Y'all ain't playing. Okay, so what's some stuff men can do? There's a lot of stuff men can do. I will have, what I do is I have men take tests too, because we got to see where their nutrient levels are. We got to see what their hormones are, because people think it's all about the women, but the men's hormones matter as well. And me being a testimony to, they said his sperm was so bad they couldn't even read it on the test. We took his test results twice because the doctor didn't believe the results the first time. They're like, your husband's not overweight, he doesn't have any health issues, we don't understand, like, this can't be right. So there's definitely things that men can do. My husband can definitely jumps in and to try to help me, to encourage, you know, the husbands who may not be wanting to take the test, because that happens, and some men don't want to take tests. They don't want to go into the office. Like, I literally just did my master class like an hour ago, where I had the picture of my husband going to get his test done for the second time. So men can do a lot of things as far as changing their diet. It makes a huge difference. He's gonna have to change his diet. He's gonna have to change what he eats. He's got to know what he's intolerant to. I'll walk you through all the tests and stuff that he needs to take, all the activities he may need to stop, little things like where he places his cell phone. If he rides bikes, he needs to stop riding bikes. If he, you know, does a Peloton, if he does anything like that. I had my daughter at 33 after losing 50 pounds. Oh, congrats. I'm now 36 and want to try for baby number 2 at 37, 38. Well, if the weight was the only thing, did you return to your weight that you were before? Was there anything else that's the issue? Because sometimes it's weight, sometimes it's inflammation. It might not be the actual amount of pounds you weigh, but how inflamed is your body? How bad is your body fighting against what foods you're putting into it? Do I take speaking engagements? Oh shoot, wait. Right, who said no black donors out there? Dana, yes. I'm going to follow you. I absolutely take speaking engagements. I definitely want to help create a safe space for women, because I feel like, especially in the black community, we always talk about trying not to get pregnant, and it's like a joke. Oh, you want kids? Well, you can come take my kids. And somebody commented on something of mine the other day, and, you know, I laughed it off, but that really bothers me, y'all. It really bothers me when in our community, it just seems so unheard of that someone's trying to get pregnant and they can't. Like, oh, that hurts me, because before I was blessed with my 2 miracles, if somebody would have said that to me, that would have crushed me. And it almost still did crush me when I saw that comment, but I had to, like, it was someone that I knew and I didn't want to go there with them. But I can't stand when people say stuff like that. Oh, like our own people, like, and other people, other races do it too. But I just don't like when people make comments like that. Well, you come get mine, you can have mine. Sis, no, I can't. I want my own, okay? So yes, Dana, hit me up. Absolutely. I'm actually, uh, actually, going to start working on a spoken word piece about fertility. I am a spoken word poet, and I haven't written in a long time. And fertility is one of the things that snuffed out my creative ability in fertility. I felt damaged. I felt like I couldn't be creative. And for creatives, when you have an issue like infertility, sometimes it does like make you feel like I don't have nothing in me. I don't have nothing to give. Like I can't inspire anyone. I'm going through my own stuff. And that's how I felt. So I feel like now I can move forward. So Dana, definitely hit me up. Let's collab. And right, Vanna, ain't no black donors out there. They're scarce. Oh wait, let me okay, no, I thought she was putting an email address. Any advice for PCOS girls? Yes, the biggest thing for PCOS girls and is knowing that you have to know your cycle. You can't operate like everyone else. You need to start basal body temping like yesterday. You need to get a basal body thermometer. And this is what I walk my clients through, my PCOS clients. I walk them through this because you cannot, your periods typically are not regular. They might be longer, or you might just be working against a lot of different factors depending on what type of PCOS you have. You have to know your cycle because you can get pregnant with PCOS. That's not the issue. It's knowing the right time when you actually ovulate. Because your cycles may be irregular, if you don't know the signs of ovulation, know your cervical mucus, your luteal phase, your follicular phase, if you don't know those things and you learn them by charting, that's why I help my clients read their charts. That's a part of my program that I offer. If you don't know how to evaluate and listen to what your cycle is telling you, and the only way you know is by charting daily, taking your temperature, same time every morning. If you don't know that, then it's very hard to get pregnant with PCOS. But when you know your cycle, you can eliminate a lot of the confusion. And it may not be hard at all for you. You just got to know your cycle. Crystal, yeah, my husband definitely needed encouragement, and now he's so down about it. Yeah, my husband, he needed encouragement for sure. Because you always assume like that it's the woman. And then you hear like men don't express like their emotions or feelings how women do. And so when he found that news out, it was very imperative that you encourage him, even though you might need encouraging yourself. And then also that you take strides with him to make changes, and you both make changes together. So, and it's embarrassing. Men don't have, ain't no man on here talking about infertility. Who are they going to talk to? That's a whole different story. Who are the men going to talk to? Who are the men going to get encouragement from? It's embarrassing. Like, it feels like, makes them feel like less than a man. The same way not being able to get pregnant makes us feel like less than a woman. So, yeah, it's very important that, you know, he get connected and that his faith is built up as well. I have intramural fibroids and spot for 3 to 4 days after period. It depends on the month. Oh, that's not bad. I've had clients who have fibroids, and it's like a whole lot going on. So spot for 3 to 4 days after your period. Oh, we can work with that. Matter of fact, I have a plan for you. Slim Brittany, come get with me. Come work with me. He's diabetic too and okay, now that is what diabetic and hypertension, absolutely. So his diet absolutely is going to have everything to do with improving his sperm quality. He needs 60 to 90 days of eating in a way that his body responds to in order to see improvement in blood flow and in his hormones. What if you have an unbalanced period? I'm not sure what you mean by unbalanced period. What does that mean? I've never heard that terminology. Okay. Husband is getting analysis test this month. I'm giving everything to God. Yes. How do I find out if it's inflammation? Most people are inflamed. Oh yeah, stop drinking and vaping. Drinking is, trust me, if you're trying to get pregnant, okay. If you're trying to get pregnant, you gotta put the alcohol away. Alcohol is a great way to keep your hormones imbalanced. Alcohol is a great way to keep your hormones imbalanced. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this camera because somebody's still hungry. And I know y'all don't want to see a nip slip. Let's see if I can fix this up. So you gotta lose it again. User 9711 says you gotta lose it again. Yes, you gotta find. Okay, so inflammation. Sorry, y'all have so many questions. I love it. How do you find out if it's inflammation? Most people are inflamed somewhat. If you have at least 10 to 15 pounds to lose, you're probably inflamed a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna just turn my camera this way a little bit so I can feed him. I'll be 40 this year. Got pregnant this past year from IVF, but lost it. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry about your loss, dear Lane. I think you can get pregnant on your own. If you got pregnant with IVF, what was your issue before IVF? And I think you could get pregnant. If you got pregnant with IVF, that means something is working. And you may or may not have needed IVF to get pregnant, but it just may have helped. So it depends. Praying for you to get pregnant as well. The comments are so insensitive. A lot of women are scared to share. Dana, you're right, Dana. A lot of women are scared to share because nobody wants to talk about the fact that, they struggle to get pregnant. It just sounds, it doesn't sound cool to say. Okay, all right, I'm about to give you some more to eat. I'm sorry. Crystal Nicole, the things people have said to me is literally insane. Yeah, people are just, you just be shocked at what people say. Okay, let's not spill this milk. So these are these little cups just to show y'all that collects milk on the side that you're not feeding on. So that's what I'm doing right now while I'm trying to talk to everyone without showing you anything. Okay. Yeah, I've had some really insensitive things said as well, so I totally get that. Okay, here you go. Open wide. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Thank y'all. I start nursing school in a week, so I'm trying to focus on that. Yes, and timing is everything. Knowing the cycle, I agree with you. I have fibroids and endometriosis. Had surgery in 2020, but I still have new fibroids. Yes, that's why not saying don't get the surgery, but also I'm saying that try holistic approaches as well. Anything for inflammation, getting your diet together, taking the right supplements for inflammation to heal your fibroids, because even after the surgery, there's so many things that you can still be fighting against while you're trying to get pregnant. Not to mention he has a daughter also, so he was completely shocked. He just assumed it was me. See, that's the other thing. People think because they have a child that it means nothing could be wrong. Unless the child is like 1 year old or less, so anything can change within a year. So that's why I always let people know that, like on, the application that I send people who have questions and they want to work with me, I put on there, does your spouse have children? And if so, what are their ages? Because the spouse can have a child 2 years old, but what have you done over the last 2 years? What have you been exposed to? What kind of products are you using? Like, what do you use to shower with? What's in your home? What fragrances do you use in your home? Do you use plug-ins? Are you pumped up on hand sanitizer. These are little things that all can affect your hormones. So, yeah. How do you prevent miscarriage? Oh, she's 9. Okay, yeah. Bruh, she's 9. Let's see. Whew, wait, these questions are going so fast. I'm missing them. Okay, how do I prevent miscarriage? So, you have to know, like, if you've had one miscarriage, that is very common. And I know that's devastating to hear, but it's very common. Now, when you've had 2 or 3, your doctor should be able to kind of go into detail more about what is causing them. A lot of times it's a chromosomal abnormality with either you or your partner. Okay. With either you or your partner. So you have to know the reason why. Jess, you said my cycle is irregular, so it's hard to track ovulation. That's because you're not basal body temping. So if you were doing basal body temping, which is what I teach in my course, it would not be hard to track ovulation. You'll know exactly when you ovulate. But if you're using testing strips or you're using an app that doesn't include basal body temperature, then yes, it absolutely is probably hard for you to track. So just making sure you recognize that. So I have PCOS. I've been trying for a rainbow baby for almost 7-8 years. I would have to know your cycle. I would have to know what you've been trying. What does trying mean to you? What can you do to get pregnant? You would need to have somebody get you testing done and actually go through everything to know your body. I can't tell you like off the top because I don't know your body. I don't know your history. I don't know how long you've been on birth control. If you were, I don't know your hormone levels. I don't know your chart tendencies. I don't know anything about you, so I would not be able to just give you blanket advice. That's why it's so important that you work with someone who's invested in getting to know your history. And that's what I do. Like, I need to know everything about you, about your reproductive history, because it all matters. And fertility is individual. It's not, the same for everyone. Everyone may need something different. So, I just want to make sure that, I'm not trying to avoid your question, but it really depends. Let's see. After a lot of testing, I was told everything was fine, so I decided to go to affiliate. And again, when people say everything is fine, they mean your reproductive organs are fine. They don't mean your holistic health overall is fine, because you could just be eating something that's bothering your body, and your reproductive organs are fine, but you're inflamed, and your body is telling your reproductive system, don't get pregnant, because I want to reject certain things that are coming into my body because it doesn't agree. So just keep that in mind, Dana. When things are fine, that just means that your reproductive organs are fine. It doesn't mean that your gut health is fine. It doesn't mean that your nutrient balances are fine. It doesn't mean your stress levels are fine. That doesn't mean that your faith level and that you don't need forgiving people you have to forgive. Doesn't mean that's fine. There's so many different areas that affect your fertility. So when a doctor says you're fine, they're talking about your reproductive organs. So a fertility specialist can help you if they do holistic approach. If they don't do a holistic approach, then they're going to straight take you to medical procedures that override what your body's saying. So you can override what your body's saying with medical procedures and medications, or you can listen to what your body's saying and try to heal holistically. I had a miscarriage in November after trying for 6 years, but I think reserving some of my PCOS helped. I'm not sure what that means, reserving some of your PCOS. I'm not sure what that means. Ooh, I smell boo-boo. She determined my hormones were imbalanced. Thought it was an easy fix. Okay, if your hormones are imbalanced, then everything is not fine, in quotations. But it's easy, not easy, but there's things you can do to get your hormones back to balance. Hi, Cynthia. What can I do to get pregnant with PCOS? I believe I said to someone earlier, what you can do to get pregnant with PCOS is learn your cycle with basal body temping, because your cycle is probably irregular, or you may have spotting and things like that. And you really just have to know your cycle, and you have to know what ovulation looks like on a chart. Kathy, I struggled to get pregnant for 5 years, did IVF, and was pregnant successful at 40. Congratulations, Kathy. I always tell people, if you get pregnant with IVF, ain't nobody mad at that. Get the baby. That's the whole point, was we want to have the babies. But there are some people who may, either they can't afford IVF, or they don't feel comfortable getting IVF, or they want to try all their options before they go to IVF. And that's specifically the client. My clients usually want to try everything before they go that route. So congratulations. It's a woman's thing. I didn't talk much about my miscarriages. I felt less of a woman. Like Victoria, you're absolutely right. Nobody talks about the feeling of less than a woman. Nobody talks about, like, all we hear is people trying not to get pregnant. We don't ever get to hear about the women who are struggling. And then even some women who struggled, they just act like they didn't struggle, and they just have their baby and act like they wasn't trying the whole time. And who does that serve? I told the Lord, I said, if you allow me to be pregnant, I won't be afraid and embarrassed to share. I will share. And so that is one thing that I think God honors, is when you let him know, like, listen, I won't be embarrassed. I won't just be like, well, I got my baby, I don't care about nobody else. Like, no, reach back. Even if it's just telling, hey, the goodness of God is great, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to have children. Just putting that out there, because there's so many people who inbox me and DM me and say, oh, I had trouble too. And I'm like, for real? Girl, I didn't know. Like, why are we embarrassed to say these things? I mean, somebody has to break the norm. Somebody has to stand up and step out and say, yeah, I had trouble getting pregnant. Yes, I did end up getting pregnant. Or they just act like, you've just been married for 3 years and you were waiting on the right time to get pregnant, when actually you was trying to get pregnant from day one. You was hoping to have a honeymoon baby. That was me. So people might be looking at me like, oh, you still had a baby within your first 2 years of marriage, but we was trying from day one. So 2 years of nothing happening is different when you was not trying. But if you were trying and you still, in 2 years is a long time to not get pregnant. How do you get in contact with me? Check the link in my bio. I'm gonna follow you. You got pink hearts. Feminara, you got pink hearts. I just requested to follow you. So you have to follow me back and accept my request, and then you can message me. You can go to the links in my bio. You can jump in my group coaching program. The link for that is there. You can jump in my Facebook group. Hit me up. Okay. Tierra Leanne, I'm definitely reaching out. Absolutely. Let me follow you. Did I follow you already? Following you. Oh, I requested to follow you. It's so much secrecy surrounding infertility. It's crazy. We've been trying since day one, 3 years. Yes, Crystal, there is so much secrecy. And I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because it's embarrassing. Well, it's embarrassing because, like, it's almost like therapy. Going to therapy at one point was like, you do not talk about going to therapy. Like 10 years ago, it was not cool. It was not cute. And now, people be like, my therapist. When is it going to come to a point where people can be like, my fertility coach, my fertility doctor? Like, when is it going to be okay for us to just say stuff like that? And I'm not saying that I want people to have fertility issues. Of course not. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I would not wish this on anybody. But I do wish that we could get to a point where we're able to openly talk about it. And it not be like, well, just, everybody got the little 2 cents. Well, just relax. We'll just stop thinking about it. Like, it's just like, I can't, I can't stand the oversimplification. If you just stop trying, no, sis, I have to try because there's only 5 days in a month that you can get pregnant. It's only 5 days in a month I can get pregnant. So no, I do have to try. I have to have sex in that time frame. Like, I have to try. So when there's so many people who are just so ignorant, and the reason why, and this is why they're ignorant, they don't think about this. And they're not ignorant because they just want to be nasty. And some people do want to be nasty, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because what it is when you are young and out here in these streets, okay? When you're out here in these streets and you busting it open and you with your boyfriend or with your random person or whatever you doing, whenever you are ovulating, when ovulation for a lot of women causes them to be very horny, okay? And or they have a high libido. That's the politically correct way to say it. They have a high libido. So also the hormones that your body releases during ovulation make you more sexually attractive to a man. So you got a woman who's ready to give it up at any moment, and hormones that she's putting off that makes her more sexually attractive to a man. So what happens? It's not that out of all the 30 days of the month, they just happen to have sex on the right day. Your hormones and your body is booming and thumping and ready to go during that ovulation window. So you think you just happen to call homeboy up on this day because this is the day where you want it the most, and he wants to give it to you. And so it's easy to get pregnant when you're not thinking about it, if you don't have any issues, because you are naturally more attracted in wanting to have sex during that time. And you might not even know that and realize that. So, and this is another thing, and this is why I want to get into the school system, because so many teachers and students need to know that now your body gonna act a certain way during a certain time of the month. Please know that's your body saying this is get pregnant time. I think some teenage pregnancies could be avoided if people really knew that your body is trying to get pregnant, and that's why you feel the way you feel. And I can't wait to hear all y'all testimonies, either Crystal and Fancy. I'm gonna just say Fancy. I need help with learning about the basal body temp. I have never tried this way to track. All you do is get a thermometer and take your temperature at the same time within the same 30-minute window every day. And then you got to learn how to read your charts, which takes time, but I can help you through it. You know, I have a boot camp that starts this week. So if you're interested in jumping in and joining the next boot camp, and I will walk you through everything you need to know to get pregnant naturally. All the steps, all the things. So if you're like, okay, before I go try to get IVF, or before I go do whatever, I'm gonna walk you through all the steps that you need to get pregnant. So yeah, I'm starting a new class this week. So if you want to learn, it's this time. It's go time. It's January. Let's get it. Check the links in my bio if you're interested. I didn't know anything about fibroids until last week, and now I feel like having a baby is over. Girl, fibroids is not. You can still get pregnant with fibroids. Your stomach might be a little bigger when you're pregnant. Your baby bump might stick out a little more. People might think you're further along than you are, but you can still get pregnant with fibroids. So fibroids is not the end of your story. First of all, I rebuke the thought that you think there's going to be overload. I think that we release peace. I think that we release grace and faith into Mary's mind. Let her know that it is not over for her, that she still has a chance at getting pregnant, that being a parent can still be her portion. God, I just thank you that you release. I thank you that you release fertility and healing and health and wholeness to her mind, her body, and her spirit in the name of Jesus. How do you feel about castor oil packets for fibroids? I I don't suggest that. Can I get pregnant after ectopic pregnancy and want to? Yes, you can still get pregnant after ectopic pregnancy. I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm so sorry for that loss. As long as you have at least one tube open and you're having a monthly period, yes, you can still get pregnant. Someone said you skipped my question, but I didn't see the question. What was your question? Prisha, I would not recommend Clomid. Clomid is very hard on your body. I would recommend you learning when you ovulate naturally. 4 surgeries for fibroids and endo, nothing. I usually don't even recommend a fibroid surgery because there's natural ways to get rid of endometriosis and fibroids, because sometimes they cause more inflammation, which makes it harder for the sperm to implant. So if you've had them, then we still got to work on inflammation. We still got to work on supplements. We still got to work on food. There's a lot of things we have to work on. Like I tell everyone who I work with, I need to know you individually. I need to walk through everything with you so that I can tell you exactly what to do based on your body and your history. Want to see the question that someone said I missed. If I missed your question, please type it again, because y'all's questions are great. I'm 39 with secondary fertility, 2 loss, 2 failed transfer. All my tests are normal. What should I consider? You should consider a holistic approach. I'm so sorry about your losses. I don't specialize in medical procedures. I specialize in the holistic approach. So I would help you with your holistic approach and learning your body, learning more than your reproductive organs, learning your gut health, learning your stress levels, learning your faith level. All those things affect, your fertility. Mucinex helps if your issue is your cervical mucus. If that's not your issue, Mucinex is not going to do anything for you. That's the thing about generalization, huge generalizations that people are putting out there. Take Mucinex, take Geritol. But it depends on what your issue is. If your issue is not mucus, Mucinex is not going to do anything for you. Ask me how I know. I done had clients take it. I done took it. It does nothing. The boot camp is, it starts this week. I have a new class starting this week. You can join anytime. But I have a new class starting this week. I try to start the first week of the month. And if you want to know the price, just go to the link in my profile and you can click there. And it says, holiday special pricing, got payment plans if you need that. It's really not that much. It's a no-brainer investment. If you want to get pregnant, just jump in. Very low cost. It starts this week, so you can start anytime, but we're going to basically, I try to start groups together if we can, because it kind of helps to have camaraderie in the groups. So you can start anytime, but this week is when I'm kind of like making a push for it, because I do a push for it the first of every month, because it is a 4-week camp. And it's a group coaching. So it's boot camp, but it's like a group coaching. So a lot of people like, I want one-on-one. I need you to tell me everything about me. I don't want to be in a group, but one-on-one coaching costs way more than group coaching. Group coaching is really beneficial more for you all, because you get to benefit from listening and learning from others as well who are in the same situation, things that have worked for them and everything like that. I'm 40, never been pregnant. And I was told that weight is my issue. Weight loss. Weight is not the issue alone. It's inflammation. Inflammation causes you to gain weight. If you don't eat the right foods for your body, like people can tell you to go on a diet, but if you're eating foods that are going to still make you inflamed, you can lose weight, but you're still inflamed. That's why you need to work with someone who can walk you through breaking up inflammation and tell you how to do it based on your test results, not an overall generalization, based on your individual body. 41, had UAE fibroids, and wait, it's going. Misha, hold on. Misha, DM me. I just followed you. I would like to know more about your situation. Can you give any advice on supplements or life change habits or hygiene products? Yeah, just be aware of what's in all of those hygiene products. Try to use more natural products. Lifestyle changes include knowing what your body is intolerant to and making the changes based on your food intolerances. Supplements, again, that's based on test results. So I could tell you supplements, but you might not need them. Or it might be too much or something and you're taking something that you don't need. Can you recommend vitamins? It depends on what your body needs. If your body don't need iron, you don't need to take iron. If your body don't need vitamin D, you don't need to take vitamin D. So it depends. So those are some things that people take, but it depends on what your body needs. That's why you got to take tests first to know what your body needs instead of just start popping pills and then you throw your body off whack even more because you just popping pills. You need to know what your body needs. So I hope that makes sense. I try to not give generalizations. They say take Q10 after 38. I always am careful with the whole they say stuff because it depends on your body. You at 38 is not the same as somebody else at 38. What they may be lacking, you may or may not be lacking. So it depends on what your body is lacking. That's why you have to take test results, see where your body is, and then make adjustments. So that's why I always walk my clients through what tests to take, because we want to take supplements based on our individual body, not generalizations. Fertility is very personal. Everybody's body is different. So thank y'all so much for all the likes. I appreciate it. All the comments. This is amazing. I love this type of feedback. I'm trying to make sure I'm following. I've already requested to follow. Okay, new NEUSA 123. I'm following you. I'm trying to follow everyone who is commenting because I like to follow up with you guys and just make sure that you didn't have questions, or if you want to talk to me more about what's going on or what the program is, then I can do that. Latifa, how you doing? All right, so hey, you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Hi, everyone. My name is BJ, and I was just born less than 2 weeks ago. And I got boo-boo on my butt. Mommy's gonna change me. Say, I got boo-boo on my butt. Mommy's gonna change me. Say hi, Miss Jess. Say hi, Kamisha. Say, I got boo-boo on my butt. I got boo-boo on my butt. So usually dad changes because I breastfed my daughter until she was like 4 months. But with him, I'm exclusively breastfeeding, nursing only. And so dad changes diapers and I pretty much just feed him. How young are you? I am 37 years old. Yeah, he's pretty alert. He's always alert at nighttime. You see, it's 10 o'clock and he's alert. I need him to be alert in the daytime. Oh, you don't want me talking about you. Yeah, handsome. It's okay. That's okay. I'll change your boo-boo any day. I'll change your boo-boo any day. Did I have to do IVF? No. I'm a fertility coach that helps women get pregnant naturally. He is less than 2 weeks old. So he's 12 days old. Did I do the math right? 20 plus 31. No, that's 11, 12, 13 days old. And this is my second baby. My first child was born when I was 34. And this is my second child at 37. And will I have another one? We do not know. You spoke about forgiveness. Does it have to do with fertility? Oh my God, girl. Forgiveness has everything to do with fertility, because literally scientific studies show forgiveness, when you have unforgiveness, it is literally like having dis-ease in your body. It is like having dis-ease in your body. Like, it actually affects so much. It affects your stress levels. It affects, okay. You want them to see you again? Say, look this way. They right here. Hey. 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 How do you forgive them? You just have to release it. We literally I walk you through forgiveness. Forgiveness, you have to literally just say, speak to God, and you have to say, Lord, I don't even know about why I'm mad at something. I don't even know. You might not even realize that you didn't forgive somebody. So you have to just say, God, if there's anyone who I haven't forgiven, or if you know specifically, like me, I knew it was my ex-managers, like who I used to work for. I knew it was them I didn't forgive because of a dream I had. I knew that every time I saw a picture of them, I was mad. Like, why I'm mad when I see pictures of them on Facebook? I had to unfriend them, unfollow them. So forgiveness looks like just saying, I released them. I know they did me wrong. They may never say I'm sorry, but I forgive them anyway. That's what forgiveness looks like. And, you have to do that consistently, because you might have to forgive somebody at the store. You might have to forgive somebody in your family. You might have to forgive your husband every day. I mean, there's forgiveness is just like something you have to walk in continuously. You can't, it's not just a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle of forgiveness. You're trying to send a message, but it's not going. Okay, you can email me. You got to accept my request first. The pink hearts, the person with the 4 pink hearts, accept my request to follow you, and then you can send me a message. Okay. You hungry again, boy? You hungry again? All right. So, yeah, forgiveness is a part of healing. Absolutely. And I'm telling y'all, both times I got pregnant, the first time, let me keep it real. It was some drama going on again at my job. I was talking about it all the time. Like, and girl, if it was me, ain't no way. I'll never let a ninja. I'm just talking about it. I mean, because it was something that everybody was talking about. I was talking about it all the time. Like, I never let a ninja do me like that. Ain't no way. I'm talking like, basically, didn't even recognize. And then one day I was praying. I was like, God, what is blocking me from getting pregnant? What is blocking me? And I was crying and stuff. And I heard like a rebuke in the spirit. I heard him say, I don't want to hear you say another word about blank, that person, unless it's on the news. If it's not on the news, then don't talk about it. And so literally later that night, somebody called me and said, did you hear the latest update? Did you know that he was also with this person, and she's still with him? And I was like, hey, don't call me with that no more. I can't talk about it. We can't talk about this no more. Like, I was the person who worked there and I knew all the ins and outs, and this is stupid, right? This is so stupid. And Lord was like, don't say another word about this. I don't want to hear you say nothing else about this. And so I stopped talking about it immediately. I mean, I was the inside source, and I stopped talking about it. And I had to cry out and say, God, help me. Gracie, you want to say hi? This is my daughter, Gracie. Come over here. These are my 2 miracles. Say hi.
Hi.
Say, I'm Gracie.
Hi, Gracie.
Yeah.
Hiya.
This is Gracie. All right. What you doing?
I did this one for you.
You writing for me?
Wow.
Okay. So it has to be more than forgiveness. Oh no, forgiveness is just one little thing. There's several things you need to do. Forgiveness is just one thing. So I'm never gonna say forgiveness is the whole picture. Forgiveness is one part of the picture. So it's not just forgiveness. It's stress levels, it's hormones, it is your reproductive organs, it's knowing your cycle. I mean, it's literally every week I cover a different area of what you need to work on for forgiveness. So you're absolutely right. It's not just forgiveness. That's just one piece. It's declarations. It's prayer. It's having a strong relationship with God, hearing him clearly. And if you need help with coaching, Gracie, back up, pretty girl. Uh-oh.
Hey, Mommy.
There's so many things that affect your fertility. It's not just forgiveness. So you're absolutely right. And if you need help coaching through all of those steps, that's what my group coaching program is all about. Every week we cover a different area. So all the areas that need to be addressed. There's tons of things that I took, but it was all based on what my body needed. Like I needed iron, I needed vitamin D, but you may or may not need those things. So if you're interested in working with me, yes, Victoria, it's mind, body, and spirit. It's not just one or the other. They all have to be in conjunction and congruent. Sometimes it's your partner. If you want to know the price of the program, just go to the link in my bio. Very inexpensive. So just go to the link in my bio. It should be the first link where it says you can get started in the boot camp. No, I'm not in Houston. I am in Columbia, South Carolina, but everything is virtual. We do everything on Zoom, so you don't have to be in the same city as me. You're so proud of me. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. But yes, it's very affordable. I'm not out here trying to break the bank. I just have, spent time putting everything together for you that I have researched over the years, and also from things that I have poo-poo. Get a little space, okay? You can sit down, but you just gotta give them space, okay? But I have researched over the years, and hey, don't touch it. You don't want it to fall, okay? Good job. I have researched over the years, took courses, all of those things, just so that I'm able to put together this program for you so that you all can get pregnant naturally on your own. I mean, this is really not a whole lot you have to do. You just have to be consistent. What? Crystal, you're in Nicole. You're in Columbia. Shut the front door. Crystal, if that's not a sign.
Where's Crystal at, Mom?
Crystal, girl.
Where's Crystal at?
Crystal, and she knows a Crystal too. Remember I told you my friend name's Crystal, who's also a therapist. So, wow. Okay, yeah.
Mom,
Crystal. Girl, jump in. Let's work together. We can go have lunch. You graduated from Benedict. Oh, I have a car on Turo, and one of my Turo renters, he goes to Benedict. Yeah, so, and I have plenty of people. I done been up and down Benedict streets, okay? Back when I was in college. I went to Winthrop and Rock Hill. So I'm sure if you went to Benedict, you probably knew some people from Winthrop too. Yeah, God is amazing. What, you live in Columbia? Y'all both live in Columbia. Listen, y'all both live in Columbia. Let's do something. Pop in, join the program, get the coaching. I might have to do an in-person event. If your tubes are blocked, I don't pretend like that is something I can overcome. If your tubes are blocked, then your tubes have to be open. I mean, there's some natural things you can do, but I would not even pretend like there's something I can do to unblock your tubes. So I just want to be honest. If you're both of your tubes, now if one tube is open and one's blocked, we can work with that. But if both are blocked, I just have to be honest. PCOS, that's no issue. But if your tubes are blocked, then now I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't think I can work with you, I will tell you. Listen, I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty for, somebody to work with somebody that bad. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because my goal is to get you pregnant, not just to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to get you pregnant. But it's 10:12, and even though somebody over here, a pretty 3-year-old right here, needs to go to sleep, but she took a late nap. That's why she's up. And you're in Lexington, Garners Ferry. I'm in Northeast, so I'm not near either one of you, but we're close enough where we can meet up. So listen, y'all, if y'all are oh, thank you, Janice. If y'all are serious, let's work together. Let's get this coaching together. You need to come to my church. Come on over to Forward City. Let's worship together. If you already have a church home, but that's okay. But y'all, message me. Let's get it popping in Columbia. Okay? And you can get pregnant at 50 if you have an irregular period and your tubes are open. Okay, somebody wants to eat. Say goodnight.
Night.
Say love y'all.
Why you
Give them a kiss. Oh, you work in Northeast. Okay, Crystal. Let's get it together. Yes, there's filters on because I look a hot mess today, so I put filters on. So if you see, sometimes it goes to her face, sometimes it goes to mine. You go to Crystal. You go to Forward City. Girl, stop. Stop. Okay, Crystal, you need to quit playing, girls. We're basically like, we already know each other. We basically already know each other. I probably done passed you before in church. That is crazy. Okay. All right, I'm logging off. I'm logging off right now. Make sure you go to the links in my bio to check out everything I have to offer. Make sure you also follow me, share the live. Well, I'm about to get off, so I guess there's no point in sharing it now. Fertilityfreak.com. I don't know what else to say. All right. That's it.
That's it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Lord. Have fun. What's that on my face?
That's freckles.
What?
It's a filter.
And look, I got fake.
See, look. It's on my face, too.
It's turning.
Look at yours. What? Look at that, girl. And mommy has it too. Mommy put it on because mommy need to put some makeup on. So no, we got regular. Let me see if I can turn the filter off so y'all can see. I ain't trying to fool nobody. My eyes are definitely dark brown and I don't have freckles. Let's see. Can I turn it off?
You like it?
I don't know how to turn it off. Anywho, y'all have a good night.
Hi, good night. I love you. Give me a hug.
Aww. You giving them a hug?
How don't you know?
Okay.